Okay, welcome back to Hanging with Mangg. For yet another week. We're coming close to the 52 mark, which I guess would be like a year. I think it's sometime in September. I feel like that's when I started this whole thing. That's crazy. That's really honestly crazy that almost a whole year's gone by since I started this. Man, that's nuts. I feel like today's going to be somewhat of a short episode. I really don't think I have much to talk about, but I feel obligated to do these videos, so. Yeah, so here we are. We're going to play some Duelist today because I didn't do a Duelist video this week. And there is a reason for that. Let's see. This week we started two Let's Plays, Feist and Shadow of the Comet. Feist is now done with. I uploaded the last video last night. And hold on. The audio might be messed up. I gotta check. No, I think we're okay. So Feist is done with. Shadow of the Comet, I actually have 2 more videos sitting on my hard drive ready to upload. So that's good. So I'm kind of set. There was the roll manging, of course, and there will be another one of those tonight. I feel like that might have been it. And then the main cast. So yeah. So what happened was Tuesdays normally when I do Duelist videos. And I think I was planning on doing a Duelist video on Tuesday. Wow, okay. But Tuesday we had a party for my sister's birthday, Mert's birthday, and my aunt's birthday. So it was all kind of thrown together. And so that went on for a while, and then after that, what I was going to do, well, what I did was, I saw an article on IGN that was like 23 Fallout 3 mods that'll revitalize your Fallout 3 experience, or something like that. Maybe somebody else saw this article as well. And I was like, oh shit, man. That sounds cool. I want to get in on that. Maybe I should do like a Fallout 3 Let's Play. I never did that. Maybe I should do that now with all these cool mods, and it'll be really interesting. And so I spent the entirety of Tuesday night, I'm talking like 4 hours or 5 hours or something like that. It was a lot. Trying to get Fallout 3 with all these mods working while I was binge watching the ending of Breaking Bad. I watched like 6 episodes of Breaking Bad and was trying to get Fallout 3 working the entire time. And at the end, I just couldn't get it to all work. It just kept on crashing. I could go into the game, but anytime I wanted to actually go, like, because one of the mods was like Fallout, the Wasteland or the Wanderer's Experience, or it was FWE, something like that, and that changed it so that one of the things is you could skip the whole opening parts in the vault. And you could just go into this little shack. It teleported you into the shack, and you had this little computer there. You set all your special stats and your tags and whatever, skill tags and whatever. And then you'd rest in this bed, and you'd wake up, and you'd go out. But anytime I slept in the bed, the game would crash, so I could just never get it working. I don't know. So, long story short, it was a bummer, and I couldn't get it to work. When I did, however... I did, however, order the Fallout Anthology Collection. This is the one that comes in the cool mini nuke case with all the Fallout games for PC. So I did order that, And that comes with the Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition, I'm pretty damn sure, which I actually don't have. Because I have Fallout 3 for Xbox 360, and I bought a few of the DLC for that. But then on PC, for some reason, I've just picked up regular Fallout 3. Probably because it was like a nickel at some point. I was like, oh, okay. So I don't actually have Game of the Year edition, which probably affected the mod thing. So once I get the Fallout Anthology in my hands, which is going to be like end of September, I will try it again, and if I can get it all working correctly, then I will do a Fallout 3. I don't know if it's a Let's Play, but I'll play around with it a little bit. It really sucks. Yeah, so that was my Tuesday, and I got to finish Breaking Bad. I finally finished. I'm caught up. I get all the inside jokes now that people always reference. It's great. It's great. Yeah, hell of a show. Hell of a show. I'll be honest with you. I'd put it probably at my number 2 of all time. Very, very close to my number 1. But Battlestar Galactica still takes the cake, partly because of the sci-fi theme, and I feel like BSG was kind of just I don't know, it really kind of connected with me with all the different kind of themes going on, the underlying themes in that show, and the board game, and it's all just so good. BSG, yeah, that's still number 1, but it's damn close. I did that order a little wrong. Yeah. So, yeah, you'll get to see a couple more Shadow of the Comet videos this week at least. Roll Manging. Mangcast. And then, I don't know, probably since I'm done with Feist now, I'll probably start up another game. Probably not anything huge. I need him to go there. I should have had that out, but okay. I keep messing up order. Yeah, I got a few suggestions for indie games to play. The War Is Mine was one. Blues and Bullets was another one. I want to say there was a third one that I was thinking about. But there's a lot of them. There actually really is a lot of indie games out there. And I guess I would probably tend to shy away from the platforming ones for now, unless I see one that's just really unique. And Feist was not really unique. Or one that's really kind of polished to the point where it's not really even indie anymore, such as Ori and the Blind Forest. Yeah, but they're generally kind of shorter, quickish games that provide something unique and different, and usually that means entertaining commentaries. So, yeah. Okay. Man, board games. Oh, on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday I went over to my sister's house. because it was her birthday on Tuesday, and so I had to get her something. And since she's part of the whole family game night thing that we do, I figured what better than to get her a game, you know, start her own collection. And so, really, the best... She was looking for something to play with her husband, my brother-in-law. And so really, I think the best choice in that situation is Dominion. Dominion is just always a solid choice. I'm not crazy about Dominion, but I respect that as far as bang for your buck, longevity between a couple people, Dominion is up there. Especially that it's not too complicated to learn. So yeah, so I got her own copy of Dominion. So me and my mom went over to her house on Friday or Thursday, and we taught her how to play. And I think she picked up on it pretty... Like, Dominion is really not a complicated game, especially if you just go with the basics. You're not going to have too difficult of a time. And then after we played a game of Dominion, we played a game of Biblios, which is... it's a filler game. It's akin to For Sale, but it's only for up to 4 people. But it's a bit more involved than For Sale. As in, you get more choices, I think. And that's really... That's what it's all about, in my opinion. No, I can't do that. Yeah, so basically in Biblios, you go through a whole deck of cards, and you go one by one as each person becomes the active player, and you go round and round until the whole deck's gone. And as the active player, you're basically picking up a number of cards, one at a time. You're looking at it, and you're either giving it to yourself, giving it to the other people, or you're putting it up for auction later. I'm simplifying it, of course, but you get the idea. And so then once the whole deck is done, then you go through the auction deck that people put aside. And then you auction that all off, and then at the end you kind of count... it's basically set collection. You're trying to get a number of the same colored cards to get victory points at the end. And, yeah, there's more choices than For Sale, so I'd probably pick that over it. But For Sale goes up to 6, I guess, and it's a bit easier to grasp, I suppose. Eight damage, Jesus, that's huge. Don't I have inner focus in here somewhere? Okay. He has to kill me this turn, so he's gotta have the 1-turn kill here. The combo wombo. What was I talking about? Anyways. Yeah, so that was basically my board gaming for the week. It was that one day. It's gotten really light, which is unfortunate. Ziggy and I have come to the decision that basically if we want to play board games at all, we have to kind of make an event. That was his turn? Jesus. We have to kind of have to make a Facebook event, set it up way ahead of time, get people invited, get it all arranged, and then maybe it works. Which is kind of annoying because we don't really have that many people to invite anyways, and you know, picking one night where it kind of works for people, it's just, yeah, it's tricky. He's getting his copy of the Age of Empires board game in This week he kickstarted. He went in for like $100 or something like that for the deluxe Age of Empires, Age of Discovery game. It's from my understanding, it's kind of a mid-weight worker placement Euro game. So we'll see how that is. He's gonna make an event for it. We shall see. Yeah. That's why, like, be really nice to have, like, a girlfriend that just was really interested in playing board games, which seems like such a pipe dream. Solve a lot of issues, though. Yeah. So that's pretty much that. I did get my copy of Nothing Personal in this week. I finally ordered Nothing Personal, which is Tom Vasel's game that he designed with Steve Avery. And I've been contemplating about getting it for a long time. But it's sold by Game Salute, which is just really just not a good company. And so Game Salute is very strict about their pricing. And so no matter what, it's pretty much, unless you buy it secondhand, which I just don't want to do, it's always $60. It's $60 or bust. And so for a long time, I was very hesitant about that. Even though it's a Tom Vasel game, it's negotiation, I'm sure I'd like it. It's just $60. You know, going up to that point, unless it's like really epic, you know, unless it's something like Twilight Imperium or Forbidden Star, you know, something like some epicness, it was tough to justify. And Nothing Personal, as much as I'd probably like it, didn't seem epic. Wow. he really screwed himself there. That's funny. Yeah, but I finally ordered it because Tom Vasel recently put up a video talking about the new expansions that are coming out for it, and one of the expansions is basically just a whole bunch of new gangsters, and a couple of the gangsters in the expansion are based on Walter White and Gus Fring from Breaking Bad, and I'm like, I need it. This is too perfect. I need it in my life. So I order Nothing Personal, and I'll get the expansions at some point. Yeah, so Nothing Personal. Basically, you don't really play as gangsters. You're just kind of playing as the overseers of a bunch of gangsters, and the goal of the game is to get the most amount of respect at the end of 5 rounds. And to get respect, you're playing influence cards to put your own influence tokens across a bunch of different gangsters that are all kind of ranked differently in the mafia. So you have the capo, who's basically like the head of the mafia, and then from down there you have like the underbosses and the bean counter, and you have all these the different ranks of gangsters. And so you're playing these influence cards to kind of change the amount of influence on each one, so that if you control that gangster, you get a certain amount of respect every round. And so it's kind of Chinatown-esque, but much more involved. And of course, there's all the negotiation and the backstabbing and all that. But you can trade pretty much anything, and you're wheeling and dealing and alliances and all that kind of stuff. So it's all it all seems very, very. It's at the top of my to play lists. It's priority number 1 that I get it played. But who knows when that'll be at this rate? So okay, let's see here. Okay, so that goes here. He's at 4. He does 5 plus 3 damage is 8. Done. Yeah. What else? Wednesday we played. It was our second to last kickball game, and we went up against the best team in the league, the undefeated team. Like we're at last place, they're at first place. Is kind of how it was. So we knew like it didn't matter. No matter what we did, there was no way we were gonna win. The funny part was we actually did like the best that we've ever played. Like we scored more runs than we ever have. But I'm almost certain that's because the other team was just screwing with us. Like they knew we were a joke, and so they just didn't really care either. But they still annihilated us. I think it was like 21-8 or something like that. But yeah. So it was. Is Red Sinja even that good? I don't know. Anyways. So yeah, the other team was kind of just screwing around with us, and they were doing the thing where you set the ball and then they catch it. Although we were wondering if maybe that's like a legitimate tactic, because it's easier to catch when you set it like that from like a fly ball. I don't. It's possible, but it seems like they just do that to screw with you, because it looks insulting when they do it. So yeah, we got crushed, but I did make a run myself, which was pretty crazy. Now I can officially retire from kickball. I'm done. Yeah. Thursday was Applebee's, pretty much normal stuff. Although we stayed there till pretty much close, like after close. It was like 1:10 or something like that. We stayed till. And the second we left, like literally we were followed out the door. Well, not out the door. We were like almost followed out by my favorite waitress there, and she locked the front door like directly behind us. Which maybe was just kind of a coincidence. I don't know. There were other people still sitting in there eating. There was like 5 people that were still sitting at the bar eating. But like the second we stepped out, the door was locked behind us. Like maybe she just was meaning to do that. But it just seemed so insulting. Like, oh good, they're gone. Don't let them come back in. Like, it was. I was a little offended, especially because it was her doing it. It was just like, what's up? What's up with that shit? So that was strange. But then we stood outside, right outside for probably over an hour, I would say, just chatting. And they're all like everybody out, the customers had all left, so it was just all the waitresses and stuff in there, just sitting down, drinking and chatting. But I feel like they thought at one point we were just kind of waiting for them to come out so we could jump them. I feel like that's what they thought, because one of them popped their head out like a side door to like see if we were still here, and then they went back in. So that's what you get. No. Anyways. Friday I did absolutely nothing. I just stayed in and watched SGDQ stuff the whole time because I wasn't invited out for some reason. They forgot about me. 1018 with double artifacts. Okay. So yeah, I just watched a bunch of SGDQ stuff, which was cool. It was fine to stay in, I guess. Oh, the other thing I was gonna mention, Thursday at Applebee's, one of my friends was like, "How would you guys feel about going to this hotel to meet with a bunch of British people?" Like, I guess it was some British guy that he knew through work who was like held up in a hotel with a bunch of other British people, including like women. There's just a bunch of British people, and they just stay in there and they get wasted every night. And so he wanted to so he wanted us to go over there and party. And my other two friends were like all for it. They were like, "Yes, let's go." And I actually, I had no interest in going. I was gonna tell him like, "No, I'll probably just pass on this," because I don't really drink, and there's a bunch of people I don't know in a hotel, and it's just like, it just does not sound good. But then I changed my mind. I was actually going to go because just because of this, like, just because it would be a funny story. That was the only reason I was gonna go. So now I'm making life decision based on YouTube, so that's nice. But it fell through. It didn't happen, so we didn't go. But I could have gone. Keep that in mind. Anyways, yeah. And so then Saturday we just went to the bar for a couple hours. It was not very interesting. Yeah, I guess that's it. Like, this is probably the shortest hanging with Mangg yet, which is sad. My life is just deteriorating to nothing. Slowly but surely. But at least I have D&D. That's all I got. It's something. Yeah, so you can expect Roll Manging, Shadow of the Comet, probably some other indie game, Mangcasts, and then we'll be back here next Sunday. Yep. So my name is Mangg. This has been Hanging with Mangg, and I'll see you fine folks next week.